So now people want to ban the song or censor the song Fairytale of New York. Classic Christmas song. It's been played every Christmas for years and years and years. And now there are groups that want to ban it for the use of the word faggot in the song. I mean, for fuck's sake, why can't we focus on things that are actually relevant? Is a song on the radio going to affect government policy towards gay people? Or, you know, or whether you're calling it a gingerbread person or naming it a manhole instead of a people cover or the Green Cross man. Are these things actually going to affect government policy? And are they actually going to do anything? No. So why are we worried about it? Now, this song was written decades ago. First come out decades ago, where times were different. It was acceptable to use these words in regular, public, everyday use. So I really can't comprehend why you would want to ban the song. You are banning the fact that this word was acceptable 30, 40 years ago, however old the song is. You're banning that, you're covering that up, you're glossing it over. It's no worse than when, say for example, and I really don't want to break Godwin's law on this one, but it's no worse than Germany glossing over its entire history of Nazism and the Second World War in their history lessons at school. If you go to Germany, they're very, very sketchy about what they teach in that area. This is the equivalent, the British equivalent. It's the equivalent of wanting to ban To Kill a Mockingbird or Of Mice and Men in public schools and in public reading, because they contain that N-word that I won't say because it's too controversial to say. You know what, nigger. They use the word nigger, okay? Let's not even beat around the bush. I'm not even going to be that PC and be that, you know I'm not a racist, I know I'm not a racist. I'm using the word in the context, okay? So it's the equivalent of wanting to ban those words and those books because they contain those words, even though the fact that one of those books is about racism, and that's why the book uses the word, and the other book doesn't discuss racism in as much of an overt way as To Kill a Mockingbird does. Of Mice and Men isn't about racism as such. It's a subtext. It's a part of the subplot, but it's not the plot of the book. But anyway. It's no different. You want to ban these books, you want to ban this song because those words offend you. These words were used. This is history. This is fact. Deal with it. Now, do we think that Kirsty MacColl was a homophobe? No, there's no evidence to support that. Do you think that the other guy, I don't know his name, the drunk one in the song, do you think that he was a homophobe? Again, no evidence that I can see to support that. Is there evidence that Harper Lee, who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, was a racist? Actually, no. There's a lot of evidence to confirm the opposite. She wrote that book to battle racism. Is there evidence that John Steinbeck was a racist? Again, no. It's just that he wrote these books in a time when that word was acceptable to use in literature and to use in books and to discuss things. We cannot ban language. We can only let it be out there, let it be aired and all this kind of stuff, and let people discuss it. Let someone ask, well, what's that word there for? And then you can discuss, well, 30 years ago, that word was okay. Yes, it's a derogatory word for a gay man, or it's a derogatory word for a black person. But it existed, it happened, it was used every day in common language. Times have evolved. They were there, we're here. We were then now, there now, we're here now. This is history, this is facts. You cannot gloss over history, gloss over facts, and pretend it didn't happen. Now, I don't expect everyone to agree with me. You're currently watching a man on your screen that would have swear words in every song on the radio that contains swear words, if he could. I would be perfectly happy lifting every censorship on the radio and letting all the unfiltered, unpleasant language out there for everyone to hear. And watch everyone complain about, oh, my child heard the F word. Turn off the radio then. If you don't like your child hearing swear words and whatever, don't walk down the street. Keep them in a bubble for the rest of their lives. I'm sorry, that's just my attitude. The world is the way it is. Kids are going to be exposed to things sooner or later, and in my opinion, a lot of these things it's better to expose them to early and get it out of the way and get it explained and get it dealt with, rather than let them discover it later. Look at what happens to kids who are sheltered from sugar and sweets and swear words, and they end up, when they're older, they end up more exposed and more excited about these things, and they end up being more obese or more foul-mouthed themselves. So me being a notable exception, my mother and my grandfather swore like troopers, and I do the same. But we're not getting into that discussion right now. That's really what I wanted to say. You cannot gloss over language. You cannot gloss over history and facts and what happened and context. Let's not turn into this nation of censor everything because everyone's offended. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.